Hello Aquarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we have a power surge. Okay, this is a pressure coming from inside of you. This is an Eight of Wands. This is like, you got fireworks going on inside, right? This to me feels like a creative impulse. It feels like you are just kind of, you're splitting at the seams. There's something inside of you that is bursting, right? This is internal pressure. This is something inside of you that is exerting force outside into your life in a lot of ways. Now, if we ignore this, it's going to disrupt our life in a lot of ways we don't want. We have to feel this surge of power, and we have to find a way to channel it. We have to find a way to let it out, to express it in some way. All right? Let's put this card into a little bit of context. Sometimes this card is anxiety. Okay? Sometimes when we feel anxiety, it's because our soul is urging us to move in some direction, and when we don't understand that, it feels anxiety. It feels like we feel anxious. We've got the jazz hands, you know. We're tap dancing on the shag carpet in a way. Okay, and now the bottom card, coincidentally, is the Princess of Swords, right? And that's the card. That's the card kind of scratching our head, thinking, I don't understand. I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah. Well, let's see if you figured it out. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. There, we've got the Devil card. And we've got the Princess of Wands. Yeah, that's trying to figure out the wands, right? We have the Sagittarius energy, the pressure cooker, the Art or Temperance card. We have a Prince of Cups. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, yeah. This is a surge of power. This is like the engine of your car is getting a little nitrous oxide boost, you know. We have an Ace of Cups. We have the Emperor. Oh, so nice. We have a Prince of Wands now, and we have an Ace of Wands. A lot of fire here. This is really, truly a power surge. This is a prophecy that is being unleashed from you. Okay, fire. I mean, everywhere is fire, and we'll get to that. But first, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down over here with Jimbo, the Lizard King, right on top. I can do anything. Except for look at that card until the very end of the reading, because it will tie everything together and give us our confirmation. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. All right. Now, as we look around the room, 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana energies. Wonderful on this horizontal path. That's absolutely it, right? This is a lot of spiritual energy. And of course, this is fire, right? Sagittarius card, that's fire. This is the Aries card, that's fire. And on top of that, we got fire, 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 fire. We've got a little bit of water, good water too. We don't have any air cards, and I like that. And of course, we don't have any earth cards right now because, well, that's kind of the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is really, this is like a jackpot. This is a Ferris wheel, right? What you're going to find going forward into the future is a rise, an expansion, and growth in your life. Okay, this is kind of insane. The pressure coming from inside, right? Your internal energy is expanding And what this card is, this is Jupiter energy. This is a card of expansion. Your life is growing. It's getting bigger. It's getting better. It's getting more full. There's more room for growth. There's more abundance. There's more of everything. This is a life that is expanding in all directions and all dimensions as a result of the internal force, right? It's you. You're doing this. Okay? You're doing this. And so when the Wheel of Fortune asks you for your faith, your hope, and your trust, you're putting this in your own creative will. You're putting this in, this is a very kind of selfish creative card, the Devil card. Yeah. This is the card that is this is the engine of the car. This is saying that I want to express this force in some way. I want to create, I want to leave my mark on the universe, you know. I want to leave a legacy. I want to build something. It's a creative drive. It's the engine of the car, you know. And of course, this is the internal combustion. The engine, right? And this is what is driving you. And I feel that this is in response to pressure coming from outside because of the pressure cooker, right? So in the recent past, you have the Temperance card, the art card. I feel like you have been in a pressure cooker situation, and instead of failing and flailing, what you did was you exerted your own pressure outward. You're basically creating in yourself, you're creating the star, right? This outward pressure and then the inner pressure, you're creating an equilibrium that I think is really changing the world for you. This is a surge of power that's going to propel this goat right up the mountain. Okay, there's so much going on here. I don't even know where to start. The goat, the Devil card, is the goat that's trying to climb the mountain. Maybe you're trying to be literally the goat, the greatest of all time, right? This is you getting to the top of the mountain with this boost. There's a surge of energy coming from inside of you that is propelling you to the top of some game, some mountain, some path, some goal you have. Okay, like a rocket ship. It's like in the cartoons where they strap the rocket boosters to the little skateboard or whatever and zoom right to the top. It's going to feel like overnight success for you. Okay. The Temperance card, I think, is quite a long duration of being under the pressure, being in a situation where you were struggling, where you were doing everything that you could just to not get crushed by life. Maybe this is in terms of your career or your art or your music, your business, whatever it is, that there's a lot of pressure, okay? And some people will collapse under this pressure. Some people will be changed and molded by the blacksmith, and they won't like who they become. You're responding to the pressure in an amazing way that we don't usually see. You're responding with this external pressure of your own. It's like you're growing into the role, you know. Usually we get something like this, it challenges us, forces us to figure out kind of how to adapt, you know, and then we're able to go back and meet with it with a little bit of an increase of skill, okay. And really, I feel like that's kind of what happened here. I feel like it's been quite a long time. This is kind of the blacksmith's anvil. And you've been back here getting hammered by life, okay? And every time that hammer comes down, it changes your shape a little bit. And then it's allowing you to grow into who you need to be in order to make it here. Whatever this is, let's say this is that new job or that career or that, I don't know, it could be literally anything. The fact that we don't have any earth cards here, it's not about what you're doing. It's about how you're able to respond to the pressures from outside. You know, not with anger, not with frustration, not not collapsing under the pressure. You respond by growing bigger, stronger, right? And so this is really an interesting combination of cards, okay? And this response to the stimuli, let's say, right? This is the pressure from outside and you're responding perfectly, okay? And you are adapting, you're growing into it. That's creating a lot of progress for you. You're going to experience success like you have never dreamed. Okay, a lot of synchronicities are coming your way. A lot of doors are going to be opening for you where there never were any doors before. Okay, and this goat, of course, is you're staying on right on task. You're going to keep doing this. You're not overthinking anything. There's no swords cards here, so you're trying not to let your mind get involved. It's kind of this whole Wile E. Coyote thing, when he's zooming across the ravine and walking on air and just soaring, right? And as soon as he kind of snaps to attention and realizes what he's doing and starts to think about it, like looking around, I'm defying gravity here, you're going to crash right back down to earth. Okay, so that's the idea, that we don't want to let our intellectual mind interfere with this flow. You're building up such momentum right now, and you're growing into a master at something. The way that this is kind of hammering you is creating in you the emperor. You're being forged into this leader. I don't know if it's a situation where you're in training or something, but you're becoming like a boss. You're becoming like the master or the leader, or, very significant here. The fact that we have the Prince of Cups here at the top, I think, is also very good. And this is one of the reasons why you're able to respond the way you are, because you care about this thing. Because this is the right path for you. Let's say this is you went to culinary school and you're gonna figure it out. High pressure kind of school, or maybe you got a job in a kitchen somewhere, a busy restaurant. It's really a lot of pressure, right? But because this is your passion and this is your love, and you believe in the authenticity of this, like you know that it's meant for you and that it's right for you, you're able to push through even when the pressure becomes so great that most people would quit. If it's not really your thing, once the pressure kicks in, most people would walk away. They say, man, that's not for me. I kind of feel like you're in Hell's Kitchen here. You know what I mean? Not a huge fan of that show. I do like Gordon Ramsay, but I don't watch that particular show. But it feels like that's what it is. But instead of cracking under the pressure and crumbling, you are rising to the occasion, because you're really meant for this. This is really something that you're supposed to be doing, And you recognize that. This is right up above you, this sense of purpose, this sense of authenticity. And even when you are in your kind of devil energy, rocket ship boosting, traveling up the mountain kind of mode, you're not losing sight of your true self. You're staying true to this authenticity. Yeah. Down beneath the surface, of course, we have this very adaptable, very almost malleable Princess of Wands. The Princess of Wands is kind of wherever the energy is needed, that's where it's going to go, right? This is usually a very impulsive card. It's usually someone who is going around sort of dabbling in a lot of different things and not really finishing anything. But in this context, I feel like this is your ability to be very adaptable. This is like that liquid metal, that whatever it is pushed into, it's going to solidify and it's going to become that in a way. So I feel like this is your ability to go, I just feel like the vision I'm having is someone in a kitchen, a busy kitchen, and you're running all over the place doing a lot of things, right? You're learning a lot of different things here, and you're taking it all in. You're like cross-training. You're washing dishes, but you're also making the sauce and doing the garnish, and you're at the meat station, but then you're over here doing fish, and it's just like you're everywhere. You're expediting, you're bussing tables, you're sweeping the floor, you're plunging the toilet. It's like everything, and you're really in a way proving your value here. Yeah. And there's a surge of energy here, especially with the Eight of Wands. Makes me feel like you're doing everything. You're trying to learn everything because you care about this, and maybe it's like you're trying to be like a legitimate like chef, like executive chef or business owner or something like this. And you can't be too choosy about the job, You got to do it all. It's like you're willing to scrub toilets and mop the floors, and do the meat station or whatever, Kind of with this, with an enthusiasm, right? that most people wouldn't have. Most people would say, this is way too much pressure. This is way too, this is a lot of heat. And you know what they say, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Most people would get out of the kitchen. But you realize that you belong there, that this is your destiny. And so you don't mind the heat. It's hot still. It's still big time pressure, but you know that it's going to lead to just so much growth in your life, and you're going to get to the top of the wheel. You realize, you know that you can be the very best at this. Okay? So you don't mind the heat. You like the heat because you know that this heat is molding you into the person that's going to dominate the industry. Okay? This is really significant. On the path of the serpent, of course, we have the Ace of Cups. This is your heart. This is your general energy. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. This is that sense of purpose. This is that love in your heart that even when you are dog-tired, there's a surge of power, and you're able to keep going. Okay? Because this love is in there, this is what lets you get up in the morning to go do it again. This is what keeps you motivated even when this is not a motivating job. You're getting yelled at, screamed at. There's all this pressure, all this heat. There's fire. There's hot stoves. There's, it's crazy, right? It's chaotic. But you have this love in your heart. And this is that water energy that's fueling. This is the gas, right? Fueling all the fire. In the environment, you have the Emperor. I feel like you are right now being sort of trained by an authority figure. This is the current, this is the teacher or the executive chef or the owner of the company or something. And you're I don't know if they're a mentor or something to you, but you're trying to become them, right? In your own unique way, of course. But you're trying to do everything. It's almost like you're the apprentice here. And they're molding you into someone that's going to take over the business or training you so that you can go out and be the very best at this. Okay? And I feel like you are going to be becoming the Emperor. Yeah. But the difficulty, of course, is that motivation. This is perseverance. It's not always easy to persevere. Okay? But I also want to point out, as far as the fire energy goes, that you have cardinal fire, fixed fire, and mutable fire. So I know that you're going to give this everything you have, and you're going to follow through. You're going to see this through till the end. You're not going to quit when things get difficult. Okay? Right now it feels like you're kind of in that you're in the middle of the busiest shift at a crazy busy restaurant on a Friday night. Okay? Right in the middle of the shift. You show up, you have enthusiasm. When the night starts wearing on, that energy starts to diminish. It's not easy to stay motivated when we're just being slammed, right? But you have the ability to keep going no matter what because you love this, because you belong here. You have that drive, you have that passion. And you're going to follow through. You're going to see it through, you're going to close out the night, and it's going to be beautiful. Okay? The Ace of Wands here is really telling me that this is the thing that matters to you more than anything else. And even though we have 8 wands here going in all different directions, there is a unity to all those wands. There is a purpose behind every single one of them. Okay, so you're kind of, right now, yeah, you're a jack of all trades. You're working every station. You're learning every aspect of this thing. You're exploring every possible pathway. You want to know exactly how the business works. You want to know how the meat station works, how the fish station works, and you want to know expedite. You want to know how to bust the tables. You want to know everything about it. You're hungry for all the nuts. It's like you're going to your boss and you're telling them, "Teach me everything." You're telling them to teach you all the menial, all just the bottom, the lowest of the low, to all the way to the top. You want to know it all, right? And it may seem like you're scattering your energy in a lot of different ways, but there's a unity behind it. There's a purpose to it all. That is extraordinary. Let's look at the mystery card. What is this? I would love to see a 9 or a 10 of Pentacles. I want to see some earth energy coming in here. It might be another ace. Whatever it is, I think we're going to use it as more fuel. We're going to use it in a positive way. Because this feels like a real powerful energy right now, and very fast energy. It's moving quickly, right? Like there's no time to waste here. So if you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Here we go. 6 of Wands. Look at that. Victory. Victory. You're taking home the win. This has got to be the best reading. You're taking home the win. Because you know yourself. You know that this is what I'm supposed to do. And it's probably felt like punishment, right? But in a sense, there's a joy to it because you know that this was meant for you. And this Wheel of Fortune really does sum it all up, is that this is going to be life-changing. But all this surge of energy, all this fire, all this creativity, all of this will, this focus, and this perseverance, you're going to win. Yeah, it's pure success. It's paying off for you. I love it. This is excellent. We're going to do an extended reading as well. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Aquarius Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you want to watch all the readings at the website, go to doveandserpenttarot.com. You can also find me on Patreon. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. These readings are free. They don't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.